everybody? It's Kelsee Briana J, and today I'm going to be doing a video using two new eyeshadow quads that I picked up from Tom Ford. And as you all can tell by the title, the two eyeshadow quads that I'm going to be using are the Rose Prisme quad and the Metallic Denim quad in his wet dry eyeshadow formulation, which so happens to be one of my favorites. So I'm really excited to test out both of these for you all. I do want to go ahead and jump into the looks. I'm going to be doing two different looks using each of the quads, and that way you all can see all of the colors. I'm going to use all four of the shades on my lids, so I hope that you all enjoy. Here is the Rose Prisme quad. So here's the look that we're doing using the Rose Prisme quad. It's a really simple and romantic eye look. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add a little bit of eye primer, and this one is the Tom Ford Emotion Proof Eye Primer. It's a little bit white, but when you blend it out, it's clear. So I'm just going to blend that all over my eye. Through my crease, I'm going to add this matte caramel color. This one is Scorching by Lancome, and I just want a little bit of this just to ground the look so it's not all shimmer. You can do all shimmer if you want to, but I prefer a little bit of a contrast, so I like to play with the different finishes. So I'm just going to go back and forth with this. This is my old school Tom Ford natural hair blending brush that they sadly discontinued and replaced. I also know that I like this color on the lower lash line too, so I'm just going to take that all the way across as well. I'm going to leave a little bit of space open on the inner corner. I'm thinking I want to go here and take this rose shade with the flat shader brush. This one is a Rougher 21, and use that as my inner tear ducts color. So apply that and blend it over. I'm just using tapping motions, and I'm just going to kind of pop it on the lower inner corner too and wrap it around. Actually, I'm not mad at that pink color. It's a little bit rosier, it's a little bit toned down. It's not as overtly pink, so I'm not mad at it. So now I'm gonna go into this coral shade right here, and I want this on the lid. So connecting it with that rose shade, I'm gonna tap that on. From what I can immediately tell, this color is a little bit more sheer, so I'm gonna have to spend a minute to build it up, but I think it's pretty. It has a soft golden finish to it that you can see up close, but far away I think it's just reading coral. And then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush just so everything is nicely blended like so. Now I'm going to go here and take the bronzy shade, and I left a little bit of space open on the outer corner. I'm just going to pop that there. And because this shade isn't super dark, it's not going to make the look smoky or anything like that, but it will add a little bit more depth because this look is rather light. And I'm just focusing this right on the outer corner. That's it. And if you want to, you can dust a little bit of this shade right here just so we use all four. We can take just a little bit of this right underneath the brow area with my fluffy brush. That'll give you a little bit of sheen right underneath that brow. Liner and lashes, and I'll be right back. And voila! Here's the finished look using the Rose Prisme quad. What do we think? I think it's soft and really romantic. I did have to build it up quite a bit, but the overall look is really pretty to me. So you all tell me what you think down below. Alright, Metallic Denim, show me what you're working with. I'm going to take a little bit of a matte eyeshadow through the crease. This is going to be my transition shade, so just back and forth. You can take whatever matte flesh tone brown that you have if you want to do this step. So now we're going back into Metallic Denim, and I love the name, so let's start there. But I want to pick up this black with that same blending brush, and let's see what it do, because it has a little bit of that sparkle there. So I'm just going to carefully tap that on the outer corner, and the goal is to build this up as an outer corner color. I don't want to do too much too soon because I don't want this sparkle everywhere on my face, especially since I already have the rest of my makeup done. So I'm just going to lightly build this up, and I'm just getting a little bit on the brush and just tapping it on the lid right on that outer corner. My brush could pick up more product than this. This is me going slow like I like to do with black. The glitter is somewhat translating on the lid as a dry eyeshadow. It would be more intense if I went in with this dampened. Now I'm going to take a clean blending brush and just go right over that edge. Boom. That looks good. Now with the flat shader, I'm going to take this shade right here and just lightly tap that one on the inner corner and blend it over. And then I'm going to take that on the lower inner corner too. Next step, I'm going to take the same flat shader brush and work it in and get a bit of this shade right here. Oh, that's really pretty. Let's just fill that in. And you can always dampen your brush to intensify these, but for me, I typically just enjoy using them dry. They normally give it to me. So I like this color combo. I think it's really pretty. Lastly, I'm gonna pick up the metallic denim shade. I bet you this is the namesake of the quad. I want that kind of close to my lash line, and then I want to touch it and have it meet. It's going on and giving a decent amount of pigmentation. That shade is a little bit drier, so let me try to pack it. I just think I want this to be dampened. So for that, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Mayron. And you all can see what it looks like by itself. And I'm just gonna take a splash of this Mayron. I don't need a lot. I just need a splash of this. So I'm just going to lightly dip my brush in there. Then I'm going straight in with this eyeshadow. And you can do that because it's a wet dry formula. It's gonna dry up and it won't ruin it. That's what I want it to look like. I'm gonna go ahead and add some liner and lashes. And I'll be right back and I'll show you all the finished look. And here is the finished look using the metallic denim quad. So let's talk. I've been an avid Tom Ford fan for 8 years now. I love Tom Ford's brand. The aesthetic is beautiful. I love the formulation of the products, and the wet dry formulation in particular has always been my heart. That is, to me, what stands out the most out of the entire brand. So the question that stands is, do I like these? And the answer is yes. But then when you sprinkle in the fact that these quads are now $88, do I think these are worth the price tag? And my answer is going to be no. And that's because I find that these are a little bit more thin in comparison to some of the other wet dry quads from the past, and I've pulled out at least 7 of them. Now, it's still a great formulation, especially when looking at it in comparison to other eyeshadow formulations on the market, but does it live up to the expectations of my other Tom Ford eyeshadow quads, some of which are over 5 years old? It doesn't. Some of the ones I've had even for that long still are a lot smoother than these, and these have a little bit of a grittiness to them because they have glitter in them, which is not something that they've not done before. They've done that before, but I just don't find these to have a strong base color, and so they're going on a lot more sheerly. And what that means to you is that you're gonna have to pack it on a little bit more. You're going to have to go in with the base that's going to grip onto it, or either you're gonna have to do like what I did and use a mixing medium to get that color to pop. And for $88 a pop, that's $22 per eyeshadow. I don't personally feel like you need to go through all of that, especially when you can pick one of the other eyeshadow quads that Tom Ford already has in their offering. Had he never given us any wet dry formulations ever, and he only had that traditional powder formulation and then launched these, and these were the initial kickoff to the powder gelée formulation, I would have liked these, especially if these had come out in 2015. I pulled an old school Tom Ford quad. This one is not a wet dry formulation quad, it's a traditional powder. This one is in the colorway Titanium Smoke, and this one is just classic Tom Ford. He loves to give that smoky look with an infusion of a little bit of blue, and as you all can see, they are very similar. You absolutely don't need to have metallic denim to get a similar look. This is just a different type formulation, so the finish is going to be different. However, that one is discontinued, so if you like that look, then this may be up your alley because you can get your hands on this, but not that. And I also pulled out Soleil Neige from, I think, 2019's holiday collection. This is dang near identical. I don't think you need metallic denim at all if you have Soleil Neige. There might be subtle nuances to the undertones of the eyeshadows, but once you get them on your eyes, it's gonna give you the same look. Plus, the quality of Soleil Neige is so much better. Rose Prisme for me is a lot more unique in terms of the color, but this is not really my realm of what I love in general. I almost didn't buy this one, but I decided to go ahead and do it just for the sake of the video. And for me, I do like to go in with a little bit more of a deeper color story just for some contrast. So I added in the color in the crease, and this is nice for everyday use. The look was really pretty and flirty, but I did find that the shimmer was really beautiful underneath the studio lights, but in real life it didn't dazzle as much. And I was out to dinner with Mel, and she actually took a picture of my eyes, and she was like, hey, I see it kind of faded a little bit. And I was like, wow, it did. So that was a little bit of a letdown. I think that I could get more opacity and intensity if I had gone in with a mixing medium with these, but like I said, for $88, I don't want to feel like I absolutely have to do that, especially because I've become so spoiled by Tom Ford's eyeshadow formulation that I just expect a certain level of quality, and when I don't get that, I'm ready to pitch a fit. I'm like, what's going on over there? I'm looking for that superb formulation that made me fall in love with the brand all those years ago, and I just feel like these eyeshadows are good, but not the greatest. So you can take this tutorial and review and formulate your own opinion on how you feel about these quads. I look forward to reading what you guys have to say down in the comments section. Let me know if you all have ever purchased anything from Tom Ford. And if you have, what is your favorite thing that you own? For me, it's so many things that I love from Tom Ford. I'm gonna link some of my Tom Ford videos that I've done in the past in my description box, and you'll see that that love runs deep. So I'm not cutting Tom Ford off just because these are a little bit of a miss, because it happens to everybody. But I do wanna see what are they going to do going forward, because I have noticed a shift in the brand where they don't release as much as they used to, and then what they did just release, it isn't quite the same as what they used to have. So I'm keeping my eye on things, but I will check you all in my very next one, which will be super soon. Smooches. Bye.